Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, so today we're doing something different. We're going to premiere this, okay, which means I pre-record it, I upload it at a certain time. Hopefully you guys get a notification about that, and then you can all watch together, and the live chat is open, which means that you can communicate. I want to see how that goes down before we start getting into doing some live. So what do I want to say about the live chat? Make sure you watch the reading. Don't get too engrossed in chatting. So be conscious of that. I've got some question. Well, I've got one question that I'd like you guys to have a go at answering. I'm going to give it to you now. Especially as the working week last week, or for this week that's just gone, or was nearly over, was that we're here to serve. Okay, so there was a comment on the channel. I have not answered it yet, and comments like this I rarely would answer, okay, via comments. I'd address it like this, okay? But here is the question, okay? I'm being thanked for the reading, which is fantastic, and the question is there any time frame? Like, is this going to happen in 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year? So, whilst I pull some cards, you guys have a ponder about that. How would you answer that question? Okay. Right. So, let me pull the cards. Ooh, there's a few here that want to come out. Let me pull the cards, and we're going to do the working week. It's the 3rd of November today. So this is going from the 4th to what date, I don't know. I'll work that one out after, although you might comment now. Okay. I have to be conscious that you could be commenting as I'm doing the reading. Okay, so I'm going to try and interact, but we're going to do it this way first. Oh, I don't want to see them. I just saw Cupid. This is the working week. Okay, let me see it. We're going to get another one. Okay, let me put these back in the boxes. It's better if we've got some kind of space with this reading. So we've seen Cupid. Cupid is on the scene. Archangel Oracle cards. I just saw the Victory card. These feel very light. Oh, hello. Okay, hello. Hello from heaven. This one here as well. The next box I'm going to go for, which I've already chosen, is postcards from Spirit. Hello, Lily. Hello from heaven, and in comes Lily. I'm sure she knows. As soon as this camera goes on, she seeks me out. The little star of the show. She says she wasn't going to miss this one. Okay. Is that right? So I was thinking about a time to try and maybe premiere this. I was thinking about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. I'm in the UK. In the UK. UK. So we're on Greenwich Mean Time. So it'd be interesting to know what kind of time of day it is for you guys, and what time would be good if you could kind of translate that into English time. Okay. I'm just laughing that I've changed my country of origin. What's that about? Ukraine. That was the power of love. A force from above. Okay, we've got messages from your angels. Fine. 2 more, guys. I suppose it's a good chance to get all your talking done now. Any questions maybe, or whether you've kind of responded to the question that I asked, how would you answer that? Whether there's a time on these readings. Okay. I'm hoping the reading might cover it. Otherwise, I will give my response to that question a bit later on. Mind your face. Mind your face. Oh, she's very happy. She feels so cuddly. I just want to snuggle. Okay, you're going to fall off my lap. Let me uncross my legs. There you go. Is that better? I don't think it was it? Okay. Right, guys, let's get this reading started. Wellbeing cards. I just felt like we needed to we need to pay focus on our physical body. A lot of the spiritual work is has been undertaken, and we've come so far, but now we need to have a look at our vessel. Okay, and getting our vessel ready. It's not even getting our vessel ready, it's about coming back to our true potential when we are at our best. I'll take that one. Okay. Right, guys. Okay, you're going to settle down? Let's settle down. Yeah? Okay. I've got to do the reading. I think you've got enough room now. The Wellbeing card says, seeking approval of others hinders my joyousness. Okay. Let's pull some Rider-Waite. Let's get a story out. Let's see how we're going to get this week working for us. Okay. We're starting off with the 4 of Pentacles. Seeking approval of others hinders my joyousness. And then we have a Page of Swords. Justice. Judgment. Oh, it's coming in well. This is coming in with, if we stop doing things the way that we've always done them, and people are quite kind of used to us behaving certain ways towards them and being quite accommodating, when we actually change that and we become a bit selfish, okay, which was one of the readings this week, was about being divinely guided to kind of be selfishness. Do you want to get down, sweet pea? Thank you. And this can kind of, the judgment, we like to think that we don't care what people think about us. We say, I don't care what anyone thinks about it. Really? We really do like to think. Until you get to the stage where sometimes all those people that judged you end up kind of going out of the picture, and you realise that maybe you were living your life to really fulfil their needs. So it's not until they're kind of gone and been taken out of the picture that you can really find you. It's quite an unfair part of the process, is you have to lose everyone to find you. But we have here the 4 of Pentacles. Now this is about building firm foundations, but it's also about holding on to things too tightly. Okay, maybe it's the fear of being alone. another part of the journey. So the fear of being alone, the fear of letting go to the unknown. But we have a Page of Swords here. I want to say this is somebody who's been doing his research. Okay. Why are you wagging your tail? Okay. And he's considering, what happens if I let go? And just let everything fall away, rather than, because there's so much pressure here with trying to hold on to things. When you try and grip something so tightly because you're scared of losing it, things can start to go really wrong. Okay, now we have Justice card. So these scales need to be balanced, and it looks like there's a resurrection here, okay? But we have Judgment. The Judgment here. Who are you allowing to stump your growth apart from yourself? Because we are the only ones that are stumping our own growths. But who in your who in your environment is getting in the way of you being at your true potential? That's what I wanted to say with the health issues. We want to get to our true potential. Let's see how powerful we are when we really are operating on our own. So this can be about, you know, having a look at our lifestyles. What needs to be changed? And as soon as you kind of come up with something and think, no, that part I don't need to change, that's the one that you need to change. Because you can't have really, if you're quite adamant that you don't want to change a certain part of you, then that's your ego coming in, and ask yourself why not change that part. And some of it can be we've been so dependent on certain things. Coffee's not going to allow me to operate at my fullest potential. Fruit juices, juicing, water are. But still, I'm like, no, I don't want to give up my coffee. But I'm not going to look at all the hair on me. I will when I'm ready. But it's me that's got to be conscious of it, not somebody else telling you what to do. It's you, okay, that needs to make the decisions, because then you can have the follow through, because you're doing it for you and not for anyone else. Whenever you're doing anything for anyone else, it's not going to work. So I feel that we're really kind of, who cares what people think, really? And especially if these are people who are actually outside of your home, okay, it's quite hard when you're living with people and they're judging you. And then it's really hard to change. Because you've kind of been branded. And then if you do change, the first thing that people say to you is, you've changed. And you're like, yeah. Like for the better, but people don't like change. Okay, where are we going with this? I don't know, let's put another row. I think I want to clarify. What do I want to clarify with? Psychic Tarot. Okay. We've got the Two of Cups. Being balanced in your masculine and feminine energy. Spiritual union. And then the Five of Swords is the Surrender card. Who cares what people think? Very egotistical card here. And that's not the way that you're going to get to spiritual union. Tower. I can't believe I'm caked in all Lily's hair. Seriously. Okay. I should be used to it. Okay, time to address this then. There's a card here. We're going to take this one for the Divine Masculine's energy. So the Divine Masculine, I want to say within us, okay, we're going to have a look at his ego and about actually surrendering and letting go to things that no longer serve, not being afraid to do that when we're hanging on to something, maybe because we're fearing how we're going to... If you've been dependent upon something, you're not quite sure how you're going to behave when you're off of it. Agreed? Until you come off of it. Now, if you've tried to kind of kick a habit before, you might know what you used to be like when you come off of something. So let's say smoking. So you give up smoking and you can become ratty and irritable, you might eat more, and these are kind of all common traits that they say come along with kicking a habit, giving up smoking, going cold turkey. But how do you know what you'd be like now that you've evolved and you're more aware of your emotions? And like with coffee, I've tried decaf before and I have a cracking headache. And I go straight back to coffee again. And I drink a lot of coffee. So in my mind, I'm thinking my body's going to be starved of coffee. You know, this isn't going to be good to my body. I'm not really sure until I kind of give that a go. And if I go in with that mindset, then I'm sure I'm going to find that I'm not going to have a very good experience trying to kick coffee. Okay, trying to change my habits. It's the same with exercise. These are things that we just need to, we want to incorporate this into our daily life, the exercise, the meditation, taking the time out, finding stillness, coming back to center, allowing these challenges, actually maybe welcoming some challenges now. Nothing, you can always go back. No one is telling anyone what to do. But I think we're at this point where we need to try. We need to try and be at our truest potential. Okay. Now the Two of Cups here is the only thing that kind of throws me. Let me show you. So over here, holding on to things too tightly. I had one of my friends, one of my children's friends around the other day, and let me come back up, and she was cooking with us, and she felt like she couldn't cook, and I said, you just haven't really had the opportunity to be shown or to give it a go. And it was just a carrot with a potato peeler, but the pressure. It was like, I'm like, what? Try doing it nice and lightly. Nice and lightly. You know, the pressure is just, it's just about flowing, trusting. I said, trust that you're not going to, you know, you're not going to catch your fingers or you're not going to cut yourself, and you're in control of that. We're in control of the vessel. But what I was saying was, why am I saying that? I'm not, because I was going over the pressure, kind of holding on to things too tightly, okay, and then expecting it to work for you. It's like loosen up. But it was the Two of Cups that was kind of like the odd one out, I felt, in this, what do I call it? Setup. But at the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups, and that's where you leave the Eight, okay, and you go searching for the Two. You go off into the void on your own, you find yourself, and then you can find your counterpart. First of all, within, you find your counterpart within first, okay, so you feel that there is no separation. That will come to when you're asking, when is this coming? A week, a month, a year? When you decide to feel it within, okay, within yourself first. So this is going to the Two, and we've got the Two of Cups here. I'm going to try and get my words out, and I'm going to clarify. I said I was going to clarify with the Psychic Tarot, but I've changed my mind. I want to use the new, what are they? The new tarot deck. I've got the Tarot Grand Luxe. So we have the Four of Pentacles with the Page of Swords looking at the Four of Pentacles. So let's deal with these two cards first. So this is the, I want to say, he's been studying. He's a bit chatty. He has a lot to talk about, but it's kind of, he can only talk about that when he's kind of let go of those pentacles. He has a lot of knowledge inside. He has been, like I said, studying his own actions. So I feel like this is a consideration here for the divine. It's definitely the divine masculine's energy, is to have a look at letting some things go. Just saw the King of Wands. Okay. Let's look at the Four of Pentacles. It's quite tiring trying to hold on. Hold on to all these burdens here. We've got the Nine of Wands, which is the carrying a lot of burdens. Okay, and it really is weighing the Divine Masculine down here. If you look, that coin that's before him is quite freely there. So it's like, let it all go. What will stay, and what's meant to go will leave. But until you let go, you haven't really got a clue what's going to stay. You get to see people's true actions then. I'm not going to say you get to see their true selves, but you get to see how they tick, how they operate when you're not so much accommodating. So let's look at the Page of Swords. I feel the Divine Masculine here has put himself under scrutiny, and maybe everybody else as well. There's quite a lot of cards there. Should we have a look and see what the Divine Masculine's energy has been thinking about, wanting to chat about? The Swords here is in the mind, so it could be of having ideas. Seems his hairs. A new, fresh vision. He's got a bird's eye view of something. Okay, let's have a look at all these cards. They're in reverse. Okay, I'll take that first one in reverse, which is the Three of Swords. That's heartache, loss. Isn't it weird how I've put it kind of upside down? So I'm trying to see what this feminine here is doing. So let's just say if she was kind of lying down here, she's covering her face up. There's a sword of resurrection now. I feel like she's in a tomb here. Okay. The Devil. Self-imprisonment. So I feel like the feminine energy is beating herself up. Self-imprisonment here. The Page of Wands. It's a passionate page here. All cozy. The quiet life, the contented life. I said about everyone just kind of loosening up a bit. It's about keeping the vision of what it is that you're intending to create for yourself regardless. It's your vision. No one else can have your vision for you. It's yours. They can help you with it and help it to grow and adapt, but it really depends on what your environment's like, whether that is a positive or a negative influence. Judgment here. This is the Divine Masculine wanting this blending of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. This comfy, quiet, settled life. The Moon. Secrets just come out. A lot of things that are not out in the open. It's like howling at the moon here. kind of, for me, looks like a husky, and it looks like a German Shepherd. I got bit once really nastily by a German Shepherd. Yeah, it was like I was working and I went to visit a customer of mine, and as soon as she opened up the door, her dogs come out, and one of them attacked me and decided to sink his big canine tooth into my arm. I remember seeing all the blood kind of seep through, and I actually just wanted to get back to work. She was refusing to take any. She was kind of saying to me, "My dog didn't do that. My dog didn't do that." She just got the dogs in really and just closed the door, and it was. But she wasn't really a customer of mine anymore. Standing your ground. So I feel here there's this energy of like yapping, biting. An Alsatian, German Shepherd, they're kind of like police dogs. So I feel like the Divine Masculine could be under attack as he tries to change his way of living. That was all with what he's thinking about. So he's thinking about, there's a feminine here who is, it's kind of like, I don't know if this is the Divine Feminine's energy now that I've kind of moved on with the story, because I feel the Three of Swords here is about getting over past heartache, loss, emotional loss, things that have really affected your heart, kind of pierced it, okay? It's like, just bit with my arm and it was like a great big hole and it was just seeping with blood. And it went deep. Just one hole, but it went deep. And it just starts seeping out. It was my cardigan I remember it was I think I was more pissed off about my cardigan because I had just purchased a new cardigan. It was like an orange colour, a rusty orange colour. And I remember because it was just one great big hole. And then at the time, my husband was like, I said, I've just been bit by a dog. And he's just like, really? I'm like, yeah, I just want to kind of get on. I believe actually it was bonfire night, the 5th of November. I believe. Maybe, no, it wasn't. But it was some events like that. Well, it might have been, but it might have been earlier. Because it was definitely daylight when this happened. But it was a special kind of day. And I remember saying to my husband, no, we need to get this kind of wrapped up because I believe we had like celebrations later. And I'm like, I need to just kind of get round and see all my customers. I was on deliveries. I was working in like home shopping. I had my own home shopping business. And he just said, no, I need to take you like to the hospital because the arm was just like seeping, just blood. But for me, I didn't want to look. If I didn't look at it, I couldn't see the extent of the severity of what had happened. So I just wanted to ignore it, carry on. It was a bit of shock, and but he took me to the hospital and all sorted. Like I said, I didn't just go to that. I never went to that house again. And we put in a report, obviously, about the dog. Although, totally unfair on the dog, but it was more the negligence of the owner. Anyway, I'm not even sure what happened about that. I don't even think anyone got back to me about it. So, we have, I want to say here, I feel this could be more of a third-party energy. That someone here could be, they need to break free themselves. It's like they're just in their own tomb. They're craving their own resurrection. But we have the Devil card here, which I feel is a block for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine to come back together, even if that is internally. Okay, people don't like it when you change. But we've got a Page of Wands here who's wanting his passion. Okay, he's wanting a passionate life. Maybe he wants to fight with the dragons and go on adventures and see what's out there in the big wide world that we have before us. You know, I said I changed my country of origin. And we don't choose where we're born, but we do choose whether or not we stay there. You have a look at the world and we are just this tiny little pinprick. And some of us choose to just stay in that space and not go and explore. So we have the home comforts here. I feel here as if they're reminiscing. So this is really enjoying life, isn't it? Reminiscing about good times of the past. Look how happy they look. They look so contented here. So does a pussycat. They're snuggled up under a blanket together. They've got something, I want to say, it's hanging over the fire. So something there they're cooking up. They're cooking up something. But they just look very, very contented here. And I feel that this is what the Divine Masculine is really craving within, is to feel this type of love, this security, this safety. Now we have the Moon card and it just shouted out kind of lies. If you can see here, if it is a husky, I don't know why I said that. I'm not too great with different types of dogs. But it just reminded me of my friend's husky. And it was like kind of howling at the moon. And then you've got this Alsatian, the doggy that kind of wanted to have a little gnaw into my arm, here, kind of watching. And then we have, I'm not sure, is that a lobster? I feel like this here could be help, like it's nipping. So I feel that this is associated with they're both chained up here. Okay, let's have a look. I believe they're both chained up. Have a look and see if you can. But I thought that the husky's one kind of, or I think the husky is broke free. Have a look, the chain is dangling. Which means I believe he's broke free from his collar, from the chains, and the Alsatian or German Shepherds. A German Shepherd's more long-haired, I believe. It's a bit like when you've got a Golden Retriever and a Labrador. I believe one's more long-haired than the other. I believe a German Shepherd is going to be more long-haired. I'm not sure. Anyway. But this doggy here looks like he's still chained up. So I feel this is a Divine Masculine breaking free from this unpredictable energy. And he's standing his ground. Okay. I feel here someone's playing the victim and he's just observing it all, and it's so much of a burden on the masculine's energy. We've got to crack on with this reading, guys. Okay, that's just on that card. What the Divine Masculine is observing. Now we've got Justice here, Divine Justice stepping in. So there's help here from the universe. I imagine that the universe has heard them cries, those cries of help. I want to say they're cries of freedom, to be set free. I feel the Divine Masculine here may be really trying to set himself free from manipulative, unpredictable behaviours that he seems to have surrounded himself around. Let's have a look at the Justice card. Okay, let's see if we can just stick to the 1 or 2 cards, please. Queen of Coins. Now, my deck's upside down, but we're going to take it. And it's a wife. And I don't think that she is anymore. I think she's done far too much judging on the Divine Masculine's energy, and it's coming back to her. It's karma. It's coming back. So there definitely could be some kind of dissolvement of a marriage, relationship, commitment. I feel the Divine Masculine is being set free. The scales are balanced, and there's the sword of resurrection for him. But it's the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. She should be upright, she should be nurturing, caring, considerate, loving. There's a sly fox there. Maybe she's more of a fox. A sly one. Okay. But likes to come across as being rather innocent. I did feel that she was pulling like the victim card here. With the devil, and that, not even that way up. It was this way. This may have been a relationship that could have been dissolved or was already kind of in the making, but then I believe that this feminine has come back in and kind of put the pressure onto the divine masculine. And I spoke about how when we're put under pressure, we can kind of... Dr. Wayne Dyer, okay, gave this analogy. I hope I'm going to get it right. But he says, if you have an orange and you squeeze an orange, what do you get out of it? Orange juice. So you have a human being, okay, and you squeeze it and you know, push its buttons, put it under some pressure. What do you get out? And it's really all those things that are hidden within us that need to come out really to be healed. But you do get to see, when you're put under pressure, what you're made of. What you're made of. Ooh, this reading could be called, What Are You Made Of? For the working week. So maybe put yourself under some pressure to see what you're really made of. Okay. It's about dealing with the pressure that's surrounding you. Now we've got the Judgment card. Let's just, that trumpet there is over a feminine's head. You have other families, a masculine with a child here that don't seem to have the trumpet being... not sure what's being delivered here, because I don't feel like the Archangel is actually looking at the feminine. It's like she's just going to receive her karma. So maybe she's risen at the same time. And I want to say... So this other feminine may be talking about changing her ways, and but I don't think she is going to be too impressed with what the outcome is. What goes around comes around. So this feminine could be looking for forgiveness, and then maybe when it isn't given to her standard, because she hasn't taken responsibility for her own actions, she's then put under pressure. And I feel that then she could be delivering a lot of judgment. To the King of Cups, the divine masculine, or he's giving it to her. I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's going to... I don't know though, because he's standing his ground. He may throw that judgment right back in her face. And I believe that divine says that's okay to do that. So maybe if you have a look, his head's up, so it's like he's communicating with divine. Divine then is delivering that to this feminine, and it's all via the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups is somebody who wants to be emotionally stable. He wants to be able to give and receive love authentically. It's the flow of it. Shouldn't be hard work. Let's look at the Two of Cups. Now this was the card that kind of threw me. It was like, okay, why have we got spiritual union here? Okay, what makes sense now is the bottom of the deck, this Eight of Cups. He's going towards the two. I think he's actually taking his cup back from that Queen of Pentacles who's reversed. He's reclaiming. Okay. He's taking, he's taking back the opportunity to keep filling her cup up with love when she needs to find that for herself. So he's taking this cup back. I believe that lion doesn't look too happy there, does he? He looks like he looks quite sad to be asking for the cup back. But I believe he's going to take it back. then I think he's going to get out of there. Ooh, it's the connection card, the 1111 card, the Four of Wands. He wants it back because he has plans with that cup elsewhere. And he's not going to tell her. There's two flames there. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. The feather there reminds me of a quill. So I want to say, oh, I'm feeling contracts with here. Especially with the Justice card. And then we have the Resurrection sword, but it's pointing downwards. So I believe that this is a dissolving of a marriage, a commitment. He's looking for his true flame. He wants to find the balance here. Okay, so I'm not. I think that this other feminine, I don't feel that she's a divine feminine. Not as of yet. I think she's got to take some responsibility for some things first, and maybe, you know, have a look at the codependency that she's showing within this reading. But she's not going to really know what's hit her. Divine's here again. If you have a look at the swords, they're different. The scales here are in the centre, for one, with two flames on there. They're not to the side anymore, like with this card. The Resurrection sword is pointing up, which is good. This means that balance is here. It's time for resurrection. I want to say here is... I feel this feminine so wants to balance out. It's like she so wants to be given another chance to find this connection. It's like she wants to put in the work to be what the Divine Masculine wants her to be. But the Divine Masculine's kind of like, it has to be authentic. The whole purpose of this is us not trying to be someone to impress someone else. This is about us finding ourselves and being who we truly are. And, okay. So, I've confused myself. No, I haven't. Let's look at this surrender card. Very much an egotistical card here. So the Five of Swords is about when you can maybe feel humiliated, ashamed, embarrassed. Maybe this feminine has actually made this Divine Masculine feel this way. He's looking for a way out. He's waiting for his ships to come in. So I'm not sure if he's not paying any attention anymore to it. He could be kind of laughing behind their backs now because he knows the truth. So having like a, I want to say hopefully an inner snigger about it, unless this has... the Divine Masculine has been pushed and or squeezed, and whatever comes out from the Divine Masculine. Depends how he's handling his challenges now, but something needs to be addressed. So this could be the Divine Masculine's behaviour under pressure, as like he's quite embarrassed of his own behaviour. We never know how we're going to respond until it happens to us. And we have to forgive ourselves for that. But being aware of our responses and our behaviours is vitally important if we really want to change and not keep repeating the same old patterns, because we just find ourselves in the same old place. Okay, the Tower card. Judgment. What did I read? I'm going to read the meaning from this card. I've already read this before. I haven't read all of these meanings, but sometimes I'm drawn to. And I remember finding it quite interesting. So let's have a look. In depicting the final days of judgment, this card suggests an opportunity to make amends for mistakes made in the past and make a fresh start with the Tower card. The Judgment card follows reasonably close to the traditional Rider-Waite imagery. An angel's trumpet calls the dead on the day of reckoning. The flowing movement of the flag of St. George visually echoes the motion of the silhouetted figures rising from the passing through the cemetery gates. While the flag is a symbol of crusaders, the doves emblemize the peace that comes from reconciliation and redemption. Wow. So here we are with the Judgment. It said it was similar to the Rider-Waite. An angel's trumpet calls the dead on the day of reckoning. The flowing movement of the flag of St. George visually echoes the motion of the silhouetted figures rising from and passing through the cemetery gates. Okay. Let's have a look at this Emperor card. Let's see what's going on with the Divine Masculine, because he is looking like he is being squeezed. Could be holding an orange, could be a lemon. Might be a bit bitter coming out of there, a bit sour. Lemon. Sour lemons. Hasn't got a nice taste in his mouth. He's been squeezed. Or he's squeezing someone, maybe. Maybe he understands this. See how people respond when you push their buttons, their trigger points. Okay. So let's look at the Emperor. The Eight of Coins. Okay. I don't want to say that the Masculines is using this as a test on people, you know, around him to see how they respond to him, maybe the new him. But I feel we're at this point where he's definitely studying. He's learning some kind of, I said here, he knows better now. So maybe he's actually studying like emotions or personality types. A way to kind of gain a deeper insight on how people operate. But it is moving on now. Putting your head down. The Divine Masculine. He's getting to the finer details of things. Okay, what's the bottom of the deck? Because he's going to the 2. It's whether or not he needs to really find out, you know, what he's made of first. Depends how far along in the process he is to get into the 2 of Cups. He needs to get to the 9 first, and then can move on to, and only then can you move on to the 2 of Cups. Balancing the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine within. You don't ever get to a point where that's completion. Okay, so when you're vibrationally in alignment with your desire, you'll be able to attract it in. The whole point is becoming in vibrational alignment with your true self. It's part of the journey, and a part that you can't bypass it. No matter how much you try, you have to go through the fight. It's an inner fight here, I feel. Battling through here, look. So this week could be maybe a bit of a fight on the Divine Masculine's energy. Okay, let's get into the oracles though. But first of all, I want to use the Channel of Love cards. Let's pull 3 cards and let's see what they want to say. Bliss. The Lovers. This is the Lovers card, but just harmony. The number 6, harmony. Bliss. True spiritual union within. And then being able to find that on the exterior. on the exterior. Okay. Where's my cuddled up card? Of how things, the intention of how things are wanting to be experienced as bliss. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. It's all about finding your bliss. Okay. Master Manifestor, the Magician, taking control of the situation. It's the power of intention, knowing that this is the life that I desire and crave, and I'm not going to, this is what I'm going to achieve. This is my intention. Master Manifestor. When you know what you want, the how will take care of itself. Divine Feminine. I think that was important for the Divine Feminine's energy, to say that. When you know what you want, you don't have to worry about the how. The universe will take care of that. And hopefully that will answer the question of, when is this coming in? 1 week? 1 month? 1 year? When we ask that question, we're stating that we're missing something. Okay. Hidden secrets. It's the Moon card, but I feel here that we need to understand this journey and to unlock our hidden potential that's in there. Or maybe the hidden secrets of others. It's definitely about being put under pressure. All divine intervention, feminine compassion, and the blending. Well, divine intervention is the Tower. Feminine compassion is the strength of the divine masculine and the divine feminine supporting themselves, okay, with each other's energies. And the blending. Temperance, reconciliation. This was said about, did it say reconciliation and redemption? Okay, let's put these cards away. These ones. Let's get on to the oracles. Let's start with the first one, which I could see, which was the well-being cards. Seeking approval of others hinders my joyousness. Look at him caged here. Not even allowed to kind of be free. It's like you can just stay here and just, you have this one tree that you can watch through the seasons, okay, but you're not allowed to be free. It's like you need to set it free. If it's meant to come back to you, it will. It will find its own way back to you. Love will always find its way home. Okay, so if the way you feel depends on anything outside of you, you're in trouble. But if you can depend only upon your connection with your own inner being, then everything in your experience falls into alignment. It's perfect. Could have just read this card, it would have answered the question. Okay, so the question regarding when will this come? There you go. If the way you feel depends on anything outside of you, you're in trouble. But if you depend only upon your connection with your own inner being, then everything in your experience falls into alignment. It happens as soon as you align. You've just got to kind of figure out all the secrets, okay, to alignment. We've got the Angels and Ancestors cards. Oh, okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. A Shaolin Master. A Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. I don't know how you pronounce that word. Shaolin. I'm going to say it like that, guys. Slow and steady. Breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach. The Shaolin Master calls forth the ninja within. I'm hoping I am pronouncing this right. I'm not going to stop and look it up. Okay, so Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into the energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. It also teaches subtlety, because when you are too forceful, you use too much energy, and that may not be supportive of what you are working on. I mean, this poor carrot, this potato peeler down, it was like, it's like, okay, just flow, be graceful. We've got to learn to be more graceful in our movements and motions. Okay. The Shaolin master, like a monk, has respect for all things. He is disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger than someone who is threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement choices and actions. So the extended message: you are being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. What's going to happen next? Okay, it's getting exciting now. That's perfect. I'm not sure why Lily's crying. She needs to deal with that neediness. She's seeking something outside of herself. She'll get over it in its natural time. Shalom. Okay, I said that I saw, what card? I said I saw the victory card as I was, I think, shuffling from this deck. And it says, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. Okay, we're going to read this one. In the past, you have settled for less than you wanted, but no more. I am here to raise your standards. I am here to show you that you need not suffer in any way. It isn't selfish to desire a better life. The more that you receive, the more you are able to give to others. When you allow us to give to you, you're also surprised with all of the necessary tools for your life's purpose. You also inspire others when you show that the spiritual path gives you all the support you could ever need. God and the angels want you to enjoy your life. Happiness is a holy part of your divine mission. Whatever we can do to bring joy and peace into your life, please ask. We have noticed a reluctance on your part to ask for help. Perhaps you have felt that you didn't deserve good, or that you would be taken away from someone else if you received our help. Yet, God only knows abundance, and humans are the only ones who believe in scarcity. This card is a reminder that God and the angels can only intervene if you request our help. Wow. So you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise, but ask for help. You are not alone. It's this point where you feel that you are alone, but that's when you connect with divine and you find yourself and you realise you're not alone. There is no separation. All the help you need is out there for you. You just need to ask, but you need to ask the angels. And you get to this point when, like I said, you can feel like you've lost everybody who was maybe helping you to stump your own growth. If they wasn't encouraging you to reach for the stars and to go out there and obtain all your dreams and desires that they know that maybe you have, or to at least help you to unlock them within, then you're best to go within and be your own support network. And you'll find divine there, and they will guide you, and you'll find yourself, and then you will attract what you deserve, and that is the best. Okay, let's look at the journey of love. Oh, it's not the journey of love, it's the power of love. Past. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space. I said like there was a gaping hole, like, well, just a hole in the heart that was like seeping, okay? So let's have a look at this past, letting go of the past. It served its purpose. And now it's gone. Okay. The past is done, and the future is yet to be. All you have is the now, and the past is your greatest teacher. Everything that's happened up until this moment is the product of the person you see in the mirror. That is why the power of now is so important. Only in the present do you have the opportunity to create both your past and your future. Always be mindful of your present moment thoughts, because in seconds, now will be your past, which you cannot get back. Begin to live in present time, and always remember that through loving, compassionate thoughts and actions, you are creating a past that you can be proud of, and a bright future that awaits. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look at the next one. It's another, the power of love, loyalty. Your reliability, doesn't even sound right. Reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. Loyalty. Your loyalty is measured by the strength of your commitment to your relationships and obligations. You possess an unswerving faith, an unswerving faithfulness. Your soul is stirred only when you unselfishly have the best interests of others at heart. This devotion is freely given with a true sense of unconditional love. Loyalty asks you to be steadfast in your motives and unwavering in your ideals. Be a living example to others. Demonstrate how your belief in a person, cause, or principle can enrich your life experience, expand your horizons, and bring you a sense of solidarity and oneness. When you are really honest about where your loyalties lie, you must also be willing to ask yourself what these loyalties are teaching you about yourself and your own value system. Is there a need you are meeting? What fulfills you and makes you whole? Are you giving unconditionally, expecting nothing in return? Never misuse or abuse your loyalties, but instead defend them like a roaring lion, letting everyone know you are honourable, brave, and strong. Okay. I know we had Hello from Heaven. Let's read this one. Oh, we've got outdoors. We'll read these two first. Maybe we're going to save the postcard from Spirit till last. So let's go outside. Let's go outside. There's a show, I think it was called Auntie Mabel and Pippin. And I'm sure the show is called Go Outside. My children loved it. It's about a dog and they used to go off in their aeroplane and go outside. Look up, look down, look all around. Up in the air and on the ground. Come for a walk, come for a ride. Can't remember the rest of the words. There's so much to see, so come outside. Auntie Mabel, sure that was her name, with Pippin. She said, oh, Pippin. She'd always tut at the poor doggy. I'm going to see if I can get the the intro to that programme. Oh my, okay. Wrong book. Pippin's distracting me. Okay, outdoors. Go outside, get some fresh air and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Connecting with nature helps synchronise your rhythms to the universal heartbeat. In this way, your natural timing improves. Okay, so get outside. You want to move things along a bit? Get outside. Go outside. In this way, your natural timing improves so that you're in the right place at the right time. Being in nature renews your spirit and revives your energy level. Get outside every day, even if it takes some effort on your part. Once you're in nature, take time to smell the roses and observe the glorious beauty. Know that you're part of nature and that you're also beautiful. Okay. This week, go outside every day. Hello from heaven. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. I know that after my husband made his transition, this is when it happened to me. I had to go and find myself by being alone. So everything else just fell away. And I had to go through the solitude journey of finding myself again, my true self. And I realised that I really needed to not have the influence of anyone else in my life to actually be able to come back to core, to find out who I truly was and what my desires were, and not being influenced by anyone else. And I mean, that's like a 2-year journey of finding myself, learning to love myself, trust, connecting with divine, knowing that that's always there. Even if others aren't, your connection with divine is always there. That never leaves you. Okay, so let's have a look at Hello from Heaven. Your loved ones aren't far away. In fact, they're quite near. In your quiet moments, you can feel their presence. These really are true visitations, and I ask you to trust your intuition. You may notice dream visits from deceased loved ones. Know that your loved ones are happy, free of all suffering, and want the same for you. Your loved ones want to work with your guardian angels to help you be peaceful, so watch for other signs from heaven. That could be feathers. Okay, so anyway, working with Archangel Azrael. Azrael is known as the angel of death. Since his primary role is to help people cross over to heaven at the time of their physical death, far from being a morbid role, Azrael surrounds the newly crossed over soul with loving light to make the experience uplifting and comforting. Azrael helps deceased loved ones make contact with their living family members and friends. You can ask Azrael to bring you a message or dream visitation from your loved ones in heaven. So ask. It's already stated here that you don't ask. You're reluctant to ask for the support. And I believe it's because you're too busy looking for it in the physical. You're not going to find it. Not the kind of support that you're looking for. So you need to go within. Okay. And connect. And get divine support. Support that you learn to trust in. And it's always there. Okay. It always was. Let's have a look at the, we've got daily guidance from your angels. Assertiveness. This situation can be healed gently and with love, as you've requested. Yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving you strength and guiding your words. And that just comes in here with the masculine's energy, asking for help, support, and the words are being guided, divinely guided, or the messages are getting through, however that resonates. So, assertiveness. You drew this card because you were asking, about a situation where you felt victimised. The angels are saying that the situation can only be rectified if you clearly communicate your needs and expectations to others. It's possible to be both angelic and assertive if you call upon the angels for courage and guidance whenever you intend to speak your truth. With practice, love and assertiveness becomes easier. Additional meanings for this card: face the situation directly, read a book, or take a class on assertiveness training. I felt that's what the Divine Masculine was doing, taking it seriously here, really. The finer details. Replace aggressive or passive-aggressive behaviour with assertiveness. Handle conflict with honesty and love. Tell the truth to yourself and others. And this situation is an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. And there was no other way. Cupid. Oh, we saw this one, didn't we? Cupid. We send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. Just wanting to be a lover of life. It said here that sending great waves of love into your heart, awakening your love for life itself. It says, but your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. This is when you want more. So allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. Cupid. This card comes to you because the angels see your desire for romance. Instead of fixing the externals in your love life, they assist you internally. The angels say that romance springs from falling in love with life itself. When you let the angels awaken this love within you, you naturally attract and experience more romantic love in your relationships. So the additional meaning for this card: surround yourself with romantic beauty, such as roses and candles. Give any emotional hurt to the angels. Ask Archangel Michael to help you release any painful attachments to previous or current lovers. Clearly decide what you desire in your love life and affirm, it is safe for me to love and be loved. It's beautiful. Let's do this hello from heaven. It's a postcard from Spirit. Live your dreams. At the bottom now. Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage... Okay, we're going to start again. Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage... why can't I get this word out? Come on. Percentage. Third time. Human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep. Not just in bed, but the kind where you forgot you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognise this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with the divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved and we are all behind you. This is an awesome reading. Okay. So I want to end on, let's whether to go for a Mother Mary or a Rumi, or maybe something different. We're going to go just for a journey of love. Hey Jasper. It's crying. Oh, it stopped. I'm sure that was him. Let's end on a journey of love then, guys. The void is perfect. Oh, look what I've left behind. The void, with the King of Pentacles, finding his stability, his security, knowing what his dreams, desires are, and a determination to go after them. There's a legacy there. 10 of Pentacles, with the 10 of Cups that's on the table. So your wish is coming true. This is a studier card. He is the messenger. So he may be delivering a message, okay, regarding future plans. But this is... it's time to study. Look how he's kind of squinting his face, screwing his face up a bit. He's really having a look at this now. Okay. Let's check out what the void is, which is on our way to the Two of Cups, to finding ourselves first, and then love for all. Divine love. The void. Let's read the void. At the ending of every cycle and the beginning of every cycle, there is a moment of transition. It may last for any amount of time, a moment of feeling, or many years of deep inner work whilst feeling displaced. The transition may require patience and to endure the absence of knowing. Okay, I'm just going to reread that part. The transition may require patience to endure the absence of knowing, the lack of certainty about who you are and why you are here on this planet. A void may open up between one moment of meeting with your lover and the seemingly endless stretch of time, even if it is only days that seem as though they are eternal in duration, as you wait to reconnect again. Yet, if you can accept that entry into the cosmic void as preparation for your next cycle of manifestation, if you can accept that darkness is holding you with love, not with unfeelingness, then you can relax and let the preparation be what it must be. Then you can be well equipped for the next steps forward on your glorious divine adventure this lifetime, meeting the beloved, whether divine or human lover, in a fresh new moment. Excited, open, and curious always. This oracle brings you guidance. There are parts of your own process unfolding that you simply cannot know about yet. It will not always be this way, but for now, it is most helpful for you to only deal with what is immediately before you. All else will be shown when the time is right. There is growing to be done, and then the void will bring forth the next step on your path to meet you. You do not have to worry, and you do not have to search. Be present and be patient. When you can do something, do it. When you cannot, just be. Your time will soon come. If you're holding a question about relationship, surrender it into the void and let it become what it must be according to spiritual wisdom and love. And that's a perfect way to end this reading. Okay, well, after this little poem. A coming together, a blending of one, where understanding spans the space between and separation disappears to form anew. Okay, guys, there's a working week. What are you made of? Okay, much love to you. All have a fantastic week, okay? Connect with divine, go outside. Just be certain on your intentions and what you're intending to create for yourself in this lifetime. Okay. Right, guys, take care. Much love. Bye for now.